Hey guys, Nolar here, back on the 5 9 mobile channel, and today we're taking a look at the newly announced Warcraft mobile game. Yeah, you're seeing in front of you, it's called Arclight Rumble. So today we're going to give, just a brief overview of what the game is. They just announced it with a premiere on the Blizzard YouTube channel, and today I've got Gale Riot joining me because he is the man with all the gotchas. So Gale, say hello to everybody.
Yeah, hello. Interesting to see this one. Now, personally, I'm not too much into World of Warcraft, never have been. So I'm kind of curious to see what this game is all about. We just, of course, got the trailer about like an hour ago, so I have had some time to, take it in, see what it's like, and it's interesting for a lack of a better word. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where our feelings are there. But all right, before we get right into it, guys, if you're new here, want to see more mobile gacha game coverage, especially on Dokkan and Legends and all that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live with videos, and obviously leave us a comment below. Give us your thoughts on Warcraft Arclight Rumble. But let's give our initial impressions from the get-go. So a little history on me. I played World of Warcraft since the late 2000s. I think 2009 is when I started. I was on and off between expansions and officially quit after Mists of Pandaria, which was like 2013, 14, something like that. So yeah, for me, I've had a lot of experience with World of Warcraft. Rated, PvP'd, everything you could think of. I played it pretty, I liked that game quite a bit. So I have a lot of nostalgia and, feeling for it. So when they announced a gacha game, I was pretty happy. Now, before we get into it, I thought they were going to put pet battles on your phone linked to your World of Warcraft account. Now, if you guys don't know, in World of Warcraft, it's basically Pokemon, right? You get pets, and they turned it into an actual battle system that was just nice, separate second thing. I think that came in Mists of Pandaria, or was it right after? But either way, they gave the option to really you collect these pets and then you battle it. I thought that was it because it's a very simple interface in the PC port in the game. I thought it'd be very easy to port that over to mobile and, kind of do like a Pokemon Go, in this case, World of Warcraft pet thing, and just walk around, collect pets, tie that to your account, battle with it, that kind of stuff. Like, it's a nice thing to keep you inside the World of Warcraft ecosystem. But instead, we got this, which is not really pleased about this personally. But Gail, give me your history with Blizzard games and Warcraft and all that kind of stuff before we dive right in.
Yeah, for me, obviously, like I just said, I think at the start, no, I haven't been into World of Warcraft that much. That being said, I do remember, as a kid, whenever I'd go to like a cyber cafe, and this was back in like 2005, 2006, because I'm pretty sure Warcraft released around that time, right? If I'm not mistaken, or a little bit earlier than that. Yeah. So around 2005. I remember going to the cyber cafe. I'd be playing something like CS:GO or not CS:GO, just the original Counter-Strike 1.6, or I'd be playing GTA, whereas everybody else would just be playing Warcraft or something, and I would be like, I don't know what they're doing. It looks interesting, but it's not for me, definitely, from what it looked like. Obviously, at that time, I had no experience in MMOs. I was only like 6 years old at the time, so I had no idea what they were doing or what was happening. So for me, that was my experience with Warcraft. And then, of course, I've seen more and more over the years. I actually didn't go watch the movie, but I heard it wasn't that great. And overall, yeah, I know people have been coming in and out of the franchise. I know some people keep going back in because, you got that Stockholm syndrome, quite honestly speaking, going on with a lot of people. But in terms of this game, I mean, it looks like Clash Royale. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. It's got that similar vibe of you can place your your characters, and they're all based on these Warcraft characters, and then the opposing side does the exact same, and then they just they're trying to defeat the other side as fast as you can. Even the mechanics look very much like, Clash Royale in terms of the way they upgrade and everything. Nolar, you want to, delve into the mechanics a little bit more maybe now?
Yeah, I played some of those games. They're like tower defense, or like, I wouldn't say they're tower defense. They're more like it's kind of like a MOBA, but an automated MOBA in a way, right? So you take your units, you plop them down, and then you have like a couple different lanes and pathways, and the objective is to kill your opponent's base. And of course, you gain like mana or energy over time, and that gives you enough to place specific powerful units. So like here, they're showing a map. So I'm showing you some of the gameplay, at least on the trailer. We'll link it down below if you guys want to see it in its full entirety. But yeah, so basically over here, at least on this side, like you're trying to get to the opponent's base. You put down some specific units. Some of them have like strengths and weaknesses, and you're like, oh, they put like a 5 cost unit. So like it's all about strategy. It's like, oh, the opponent doesn't have a lot of energy. He like used it up on this one unit that is weak to this 2 cost energy that I have, so I'll put this down and then I'll follow it up with something. So like right down here it says like 5 2 3 3, so his mana crystals or whatever they're gonna call it in this game. Yeah, you just regenerate that and you plop your guys and then just try to out strategize and out defeat your opponent in that case. What's interesting is that they said that there's raids. So there's a single player, multiplayer kind of thing, and then co-op raids right here, co-op competitive play. So lots of different modes, and especially in Warcraft, like the lore, I wasn't a huge lore nut in World of Warcraft, but it's very obvious that there's a lot of different factions, so you could build a lot of different teams. Now, again, the styling is very much Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, so it's not my thing. I'm not attracted to that kind of thing. And then, of course, you can collect all these specific units. And just like Clash Royale, I assume once you win a battle, you'll get like a chest drop that has a timer on it, and the timer is either an hour up to 10 hours to 24 hours or whatever the case may be. You have only like 3 or 4 slots, and then you just gotta wait, or you got to pay the premium currency to open up those chests faster, because you'll get units, but they'll come up in shards, and then you'll upgrade it. So level 1 only needs 1 shard. And then level 2 needs 2, level 3 needs 4, level 4 needs 8, and double and double and double. And so, as you upgrade your units, you get more powerful. At least that's the Clash Royale system, and games like that in a nutshell. And again, it's not inherently bad, because really, once you're filled up on slots, you got like 2-3 hours, then you just take a break. And you come back 2-3 hours later and keep playing, right? So it's kind of really feeds into the mobile lifestyle of you've got to play for 5 to 10 minutes. And then you'll come back in like 2-3 hours, 6 hours later and continue playing, right? So, I don't know. Gail, is this something you're interested in? Is that something that's kind of something you like? Like, tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I've played a lot of games like that, It's not just Clash Royale, but, there's... look, for me, it's just like I go onto the Play Store, I probably download like one new game every month or two, And it's like, in terms... And this is not, the usual gacha games. It's usually some random title. And they have a very similar, like, this chess system of like, oh, you have to wait, you open up with a key or something, and it takes like 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, and so on and so forth. It's a common system in most mobile games nowadays, I feel, that aren't gachas effectively, right? To me, it's nice in a way, and it's also kind of like in a way, especially if I'm like somebody who's trying to play consistently for like, let's say, oh, I have half an hour to spare. Okay, I want to play for half an hour, but then I realize I can't play because I'm A, wasting my slots, and B, I'm unable to like, open these chests up because they're still pending for another like 8 hours. And I don't want to use crystals or premium currency to open them. So I'd just be like, well, yes, the game's going to the side. So for me, it's kind of like there is positives to it, there's negatives to it. And yeah, I mean, as you are showing right now, it definitely is going to follow something similar to that in terms of the upgrade system to like Clash Royale and various other mobile games like that. In terms of the actual game mechanics, I mean, it's kind of a cool concept for sure. But the problem is, this would have been a cool concept if it was new. It just, looking at it, I'm just like, the first thing I remember when I watched the actual live stream where they talked about everything, which by the way, they said that there would be like guilds and everything, which is, I think that's one thing that I have to give them credit for, is that they're at least, going into the game with like a bunch of things to do. You've got PvE, PvP, you've got co-op, you've got raids, you've got guilds. It's nice. That's good stuff. That's actually something, a lot of actually gacha games should also do, having all these features from the get-go. But I'm glad that they're doing that. But again, it's just like, I look at the game and I'm just thinking, it's Clash Royale all over again. It's just like, it's Clash Royale but a Warcraft skin over it. And I'm not like the biggest fan of it at this point in time, just in terms of gameplay. I think, you mentioned the pet battles that's similar to Pokemon. I think I would have definitely preferred that, or maybe some sort of like RPG, like maybe mobile RPG or something instead. Something a little bit different. But this is definitely a little bit more towards the side of I don't necessarily want it, but I will admit it has some good stuff going for it at the same time in terms of features, at least. So at least in terms of like when you're playing the game, when it inevitably comes out, Warcraft fans will or assuming Warcraft fans enjoy this game, but whoever plans on downloading this game will have stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, it looks pretty fleshed out, right? Like you said, guilds,
Yeah.
PvE, PvP, the raids, dungeons, campaign maps. So, like, yeah, it seems like they have a wealth of content to begin with. But to be fair, they're following the Clash Royale system, right? So there's just some, and that's the thing with Blizzard is they very much well known of taking an established system and then just improving upon it and making a good experience. Now, it might not be the gameplay for me, and I'll check it out, I'll try it. Maybe I will get into it, and that's something I do. But initial thoughts is just not something I personally want to play. But it seems like it's, again, maybe it's the nostalgia kicking in, but it seems like it's got that Blizzard polish, at least from the marketing campaign side of things. We'll see when we actually get our hands on it, which, again, we'll be covering it here on the channel. So definitely be subscribed, be on the lookout when we cover this stuff. But yeah, overall, I mean, inside 5.9, there were a few like hardcore World of Warcraft fans that no longer play it, but they were interested to see. They're like us, not too pleased on how this turns out, but they're willing to at least look at it when it drops and give it the first hour or two download kind of thing. So, anything else you want to say, Gail, before we close this out?
We do know there's a closed beta coming, so we will probably at least try that maybe if we get into it, of course. It seems like it's on Android primarily. Like they say, if you pre-register, you can get a chance to get early access. So that's good. At least we probably might, if we do get in, we'll probably show it to you guys and give you guys an idea. They said it would be in limited regions, so I assume it will be the basic, maybe like, wherever they soft launching. So maybe like Canada and Australia, probably Singapore.
Right.
Possibly, I don't know. We don't know yet. We still don't have details on that fully yet. I mean, it's interesting. I'll definitely give it a shot as well. That's just the gacha gamer in me that will try anything that comes out, even if it's probably not something that anybody would play. But yeah, you know what? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it ends up being somewhat decent at least. To be honest, the main thing that I'll be looking at going into the game will probably be, is it better than Clash Royale? Is pretty much the best way to put it, to be quite honest, because that's the game that'll be directly compared to for the majority of its life cycle.
Yeah, most importantly, is it fun? If it's fun, then there's nothing else to talk about, right? So
yeah, exactly, that too as well.
Yeah, look, again, the art style, the color, it seems pretty aimed at children. That's what it looks like to me. Whether or not that's a good thing or bad thing, that's a whole other discussion. But they have other mobile games in the pipeline, right? Of course, Diablo Immortal is supposed to be releasing in June. We'll definitely be covering that, and that's clearly, even though the coloring looks more, not so dark fantasy, that's a little more adult, right? This looks more for kids or for people that want like literally 5 minutes of playtime and move on to the next match. This seems the game to be it. But yeah, either way, guys, look, go ahead.
One last thing I want to add is this is actually a good way for Blizzard, and this is just something that I thought about actually. It's actually a great way for Blizzard to actually, like you said, this is definitely aimed towards kids, and most mobile games are, right? But if they can get the kids in now, playing this mobile game that's based on World of Warcraft, in the future when they're able to spend money and buy the subscription packs or the subscription pass to play the actual World of Warcraft MMO, they can then do that. So it kind of gives them a good bouncing platform to also promote the main game as well, especially to like kids, which they wouldn't necessarily be able to do anyways, right?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah, it's the gateway drug, as you would say, right? So this would be their first taste of what Warcraft themed games are. Maybe they'll play the older Warcraft games, or they'll play World of Warcraft and stuff. So yeah, that is a good point. But we'll wait and see. I have no idea when this is coming out. The beta, as Gail mentioned, is we got to sign up, and that could be 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now. Who knows, right? So definitely stay tuned to the channel. We will be covering as much as we can. So with that said, on behalf of myself and Gail, thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. We're out.